Here are 10 times when everyone turned on Marge. Marge tries to fit in with the upper class, but she loses her morals in the process. Scenes from the class struggle in Springfield starts with Marge finding a beautiful Chanel suit in an outlet store, but she isn't sure if she should get it, so Lisa makes her try it on. She looks amazing in it, and it fits perfectly, but
we can't afford $90, even if it is a bargain. It wouldn't be right to buy something just for me.
But if it was something all of them could wear, it'd be a different story. Lisa tells her she should treat herself to something nice since she never buys anything for herself.
Just buy it. You don't have to rationalize everything.
Sounds a bit ironic coming from you, Lisa. Marge says she will buy it.
It'll be good for the economy.
And she rationalized it again. Homer told Marge she looked great, and she said that she'd like to wear her new suit somewhere special, like the symphony or the theater.
What's the point of going out? We're just gonna wind up back here anyway.
Homer, that's no way to treat your lady. So Marge spends the day cleaning the house in her new suit, and she goes to the store. Apu complimented her on her new looks, and then an old friend from Marge's high school walked in. She said she needed help pumping gas, and Marge said she could help her.
You look wonderful. And to think I heard you married Homer Simpson.
I did marry Homer.
Okay, that's uncomfortable. Marge helped Evelyn pump the gas, and she invited her to join her at the country club tomorrow. The next day, Marge made sure that her family looked sophisticated for the club. Lisa expressed her negative feelings toward the country club, and Marge asked her to keep them to herself because they so rarely get to do things like this.
Everybody, please be on your best behavior.
When you have to beg your family to behave, you know you're not doing something right. The family goes to the club, and Evelyn introduces Marge to all of her friends.
That's the trouble with first impressions. You only get to make one.
Yeah, and you just made yours. After the day was over, Marge asked everyone if they enjoyed the club, and she said that she was really charmed by the place and the people.
The rich are different from you and me.
Yes, they're better. Socially better.
That doesn't make your first statement sound any better, Marge. Marge said that while they spent the day being different, she did a very good job of fitting in. So good that Evelyn gave them a guest pass, so they might even ask them to join.
You must have really done a number on those rich suckers.
Don't thank me. Thank my beautiful new suit.
The sad part is that she's right about the suit. The next day at the club, Marge wins a game of poker, and the other women start bickering about it. A woman playing said that they could have won if the other women changed to a different suit.
I thought perhaps changing suits had gone out of fashion. Marge?
Wow, that's low. Jealous much? That night, Marge was up trying to alter her suit so it would look different for tomorrow. The next day, Evelyn compliments Marge on her outfit, and she says she'd love to sponsor her for membership. Marge tells her that that would be a dream come true, and
I'll be there with bells on.
Where exactly will you be attaching them to that mangled Chanel suit?
wow, she just won't give up. Evelyn says that the other woman means no harm, and
I'm sure you'll be a smash at the ball, and I just know you'll have a lovely new outfit.
yeah, Evelyn, don't be so sure. Marge becomes so obsessed with altering her suit so it looks like a new one that she lashes out at everyone, but karma caught up to her.
At times like this, I guess all you can do is laugh.
Except you're not laughing. Marge gets in her car and drives to the outlet she found her suit in to see if they have any more vintage pieces, but they don't, so she had to go to the last resort.
You can do anything with that sewing machine.
No, I can't.
Lisa asks Marge if it's a new dress and where did she get it, and Marge angrily says she bought it at the outlet store. Lisa kept asking more and more questions about the dress, and Marge lost it.
Why do you always have to question everything I do?
You look nice is all.
Marge, at this point, you're just making everyone feel miserable. They drive to the club, but Marge won't let Homer park up front so people won't see their car, so instead they walk up to the club. While they were walking, the kids and Homer were talking about what they're going to be doing tonight, and Marge started yelling at them.
Not tonight! No vulgarity, no mischief, no politics.
They apologize, and Homer says they just won't say anything.
You kids should thank your mother. Now that she's a better person, we can see how awful we really are.
Now that just put a hole in my heart. Marge turned around and saw her sad family, and she said that
I like your in-your-face humanity. I like the way Lisa speaks her mind.
Marge said she now feels sorry she spent their savings on the dress she's wearing now.
Don't worry, I saved the receipt. We'll have a $3,300 credit at Chanel.
Now that's comforting. But she'll get that money back with her new job. Homer gets the Mafia to help Marge start up her business. The twisted world of Marge Simpson opens with Marge being kicked out of the Investors Club by Helen, Maud, Luann, and Agnes because she thought that investing their money would be risky.
Mom, this is no time to be conservative. Let's roll the dice here.
When has Marge ever rolled the dice on something? Marge says it'd be nice to beat those women at their game, so she said she'll invest into something on her own. They go to an investment fair and Marge is looking for something to invest in. But when Marge didn't find anything to invest in, she said that maybe she doesn't want to have her own business.
I don't know why I came here in the first place. Hello, Helen?
That's why. When Marge saw the women who were looking down at her so obviously, she didn't want to quit, so she kept on looking.
Look at them. They've jumped on the one franchise I might possibly have considered.
How dare they? A guy then told Marge that he used to be just like her, and that's why she should invest in his business, the pretzel-making business. Marge started on her pretzel journey and she began baking like she's never baked before. She set up her cart in front of the power plant and customers started rolling in when...
Wow! Check out that van. It looks like it doesn't even need our business.
Of course they're gonna try and usurp her territory. Marge said that she had the spot first, and they told her it's just business. She said she'll find any location, but she was crushed inside. Lisa told her that her pretzels are good, but she has to think big, like find a big public event and set up shop there. So she decided to set up shop at a big game, but that didn't go as planned either.
And here come the pretzels.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, that's the problem with public events, especially sports. Bart told Marge to cheer up.
Thousands and thousands of people saw your pretzels injuring Whitey Ford.
I guess he is somewhat right. Marge said that she was wrong to have a dream, as per usual.
I mean, if you're nothing special, why kid yourself?
Lisa told her not to think like that, but Marge was so depressed she just kept going.
Listen to your mother, kids. Aim low. Aim so low, no one will even care if you succeed.
Okay, now she's depressing me. Homer realized how bad this has been for Marge, so he decided to ask for help from one man who always listens in on everybody's prayers.
I've never reached out to you before, but my wife is in her hour of need.
Okay.
Oh, no he didn't. That morning, Marge got an early call asking for 300 pretzels.
Wake up, I'm back in business.
I had a feeling things would work out for you, honey.
Homer, did you even think about how Marge would feel if she found out about what you did? Fat Tony and his crew beat up every competition Marge might have, so she's now holding the snack monopoly in Springfield without even knowing it. But one day, Homer met Fat Tony in the bathroom at Moe's, and Tony asked him for a favor since he did him a favor.
You mean the mob only did me a favor to get something in return? Fat Tony!
And somehow that works every time. Since he couldn't get anything from Homer, Fat Tony went to Marge, who seemed completely confused by this, but Tony told her she should talk to Homer, and he wants his money delivered in 12 hours. Marge came home and confronted Homer about telling the Mafia they could eliminate her competitors.
With savage beatings and attempted murder?
In those words? Yes.
At least he's not trying to cover it up. Marge said that this sickens her, and she can't believe Homer would do such a thing. Homer said that he saw Marge putting her heart and soul into the business and not getting anywhere, so he did what he could.
I did what any loving husband would do! I reached out to some violent mobsters!
I mean, he was only trying to do something good. Marge said that the Mafia isn't getting a single penny from her. So, when they showed up, she said she's not paying up. But then her competitors from the Investors Club showed up.
Your goon squad certainly gave you the edge in the mobile snack business.
What do they want now?
Perhaps you've heard of the Yakuza, the poison fists of the Pacific Rim? The Japanese Mafia?
Oh, now this has turned into a gang war. The gangs start fighting and Homer and Marge go back inside. Homer tells Marge that she must hate him because every time he tries to help, he fails miserably.
I don't hate you for failing. I love you for trying.
Now that's really sweet. The kids come down and ask what's wrong and Marge tells them,
Oh, it's just a mob war. Go back to sleep, honey.
I guess mob wars and baboon wars are common in Springfield because Marge starts volunteering at church and she becomes everyone's favorite person to go to help for, leaving Reverend Lovejoy in the dust. In Marge We Trust opens with Marge going to church with her family, but they all fall asleep eventually, and when they come back home, they just couldn't wait to get out of their church clothes.
Church shouldn't be a chore. It should help you in your daily life.
It should, but it doesn't.
I mean, in their case, it really is true. Marge went to talk to Reverend Lovejoy about this, and she told him that the church could be doing much, much more to reach out to people. Reverend Lovejoy replied that he doesn't see her volunteering to make things better.
Okay, I will volunteer.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, people stopped expecting that. Marge helped around with cleaning, and after that, she went to talk to Lovejoy, who said she was a great help. Then Principal Skinner called the Reverend to ask for advice on what to do with his mother, and the Reverend said,
Well, maybe you should read your Bible. Any particular passage? Oh, it's all good.
That's some advice. Marge noticed that Lovejoy didn't do much, or anything at all, to help Skinner, and it sounded like he was really reaching out to him. Marge told him that she's not sure his advice was very helpful.
Marge, I was once idealistic like you.
Oh, we have a story coming our way. Lovejoy said it was the mid-70s and he was fresh out of seminary. He came to Springfield ready to help people, but there was one man he hadn't counted on.
My hip slipped and my buttocks came into contact with the buttocks of another young man.
Yeah, Ned Flanders will drain you like that.
Finally, I just stopped caring. Luckily, by then, it was the 80s, and no one noticed.
Well, that just makes you lose faith in faith. Marge said he can't let a few bad experiences hold him back from helping people.
Oh, sure I can. You handle it.
Wow, I haven't seen someone this uninterested in God's work since Homer. Marge started answering the phone and actually helping people with their problems.
The Lord will hear your lamentations and give solace to your spirit.
The Lord or Marge Simpson.
Wow, she's really become popular. After church ended, everyone wanted to talk to Marge instead of the Reverend.
I'm a shepherd without a flock.
He asked into the air, what has he done to lose them?
The real question is, what have you done to keep them?
Amen. What? It's fitting.
Oh, now, please. I thought saints were supposed to be friendly.
You're just lucky God isn't here.
Well, Reverend, you've got only yourself to blame for that. The next day, Marge got a call from Ned saying he has some teenagers hanging out in front of his store and he doesn't know what to do. Marge tells him he shouldn't have to stand for that, and...
You just march right up to those youngsters and tell them to vamoose.
If you're sure that'll help.
Marge, you just sent an innocent man a death sentence. Ned tried telling the bullies to go away, but instead...
But things have gotten, well, they're a lot worse.
Now, Ned, troubled boys need rules and discipline.
And she's just making it worse. But the bullies cut the phone cord and Marge doesn't hear from Ned again. The next morning, Maude shows up at Marge's doorstep, and she asks her if Homer came home last night.
Of course he did.
Because the thing is, mine didn't.
Oh, poor Ned. Marge went to talk to Lovejoy and she explained to him that she gave Ned some bad advice and he disappeared.
Oh, I'm in way over my head. I mean, where do the helpers turn when they need help?
This is just what Lovejoy needed.
Marge, why don't you let me handle this?
Ned managed to call them and say that the bullies have been chasing him all night, but they stopped for gas. Marge and Tim figure out where he is, and they drive up to the gas station where the worker told them where the bullies took Ned.
Swipe at the dominant male! Come on, Ned, knock that monkey down!
What's with her and kicking the dominant male? But the monkeys keep attacking Ned and he can't do anything about it. But then the Reverend showed up in a train and...
Entrust your hand to mine, Ned.
So biblical.
Say your prayers, you heathen baboons.
We need more of active Reverend Lovejoy. The passive one just doesn't cut it anymore. Ned thanks Lovejoy for saving him, and he said he shouldn't be thanking him.
Thank Marge Simpson. She taught me that there's more to being a minister than not caring about people.
Bet you didn't think that highly of her when she took over your flock. But Reverend Lovejoy isn't the only man who needed Marge's help to do his job. Marge gets a new car and becomes a road rage monster. Marge Simpson in Screaming Yellow Honkers starts with Homer buying a large SUV, but turns out he got a women's car. If there is such a thing.
Instead of a cigarette lighter, it's got a lipstick holder.
Ah, crap!
But besides the lipstick holder, what else makes it a girl's car? Homer gives his new car to Marge because he doesn't want to be seen driving it. Marge takes the car to do grocery shopping and she puts her name into the GPS.
Marge, where would you like to go today?
No one has ever asked me that before in my life.
I think Marge just made a new best friend. After she finished grocery shopping, she got stuck in traffic, and the food started to melt.
And we're so close to the house.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Come on, Mom, just cut across the field.
It doesn't seem right.
She'll never do it, she's too good. Bart asked her if she wants to spend her life doing what's right, and Marge says,
Of course not. Let's do it.
What's wrong with doing what's right? Marge cuts across the field and she feels really good about it.
You're the man, Mom.
Out of my way, nature.
Hey, what did nature ever do to you? Except give you Bart. Marge takes a big liking to the car and she spends all her time working around it, neglecting her other duties.
I'll come watch you do nothing after I try out my new high-intensity halogen headlights.
Marge gets happy as she says that nobody will cut her off again while driving. Okay, now she's starting to scare me. Marge becomes a really reckless and negligent driver, cutting people off left and right.
SUV coming through. Open up for Marge. Thank you.
She really became one of those people.
Please try the gas pedal, Grandma. It's right there, next to the brake.
Wow, she's mean when she's powerful. But she didn't notice she sped right next to Chief Wiggum, who stopped her and gave her a ticket for traffic school.
You have a serious mental illness. The technical term is road rage.
Well, it was about time the disease went from Homer to her. The next day, Marge went to traffic school, and turns out it really did help her and everyone else there. Maybe it helped a bit too much.
After you, sweetheart.
Oh no, you first, ma'am.
Well, somebody's got to go first.
Oh, for crying out loud. Okay, calm down. Just think.
Marge thinks about what would the bear from the presentation do in this situation. But turns out he's having some road rage problems himself.
Move it! I gotta return this suit!
Get out of the way!
And they just defeated the purpose of what they were doing. But as Marge was trying to get out, she almost crashed into another car, so she swerved and rammed into the prison gate. So all the prisoners got out.
I'm tearing up your license. Ah, jeez, darned laminated.
Well, that's the least punishment she can get. But even so, Marge can't believe they took her license, and she says she feels like she lost a limb. Homer asked her if she wanted to come to the zoo with him, and Marge rejected, which turned out to be a good thing. Homer managed to cause a series of unfortunate events that led to rhinos escaping their cages and chasing people around, and the people working there couldn't tranquilize them.
Anybody who can round up these thunder lizards?
Well, they need a pretty rugged vehicle.
I think Wiggum knows just the person. At first, Marge didn't want to help them because he revoked their license, but when she saw that her family was in danger, she changed her mind.
Look, it's Mom! Out of the way! Move it or lose it! Get going, you!
I guess that works on animals, too. Bet they're glad Marge had a road rage going for her now. And there's a lot more where that came from. Marge wants to ban a violent sport, but in order to do so, she must fight the guy who funds it. The Great Wife Hope starts with Marge finding Bart in the schoolyard fighting Nelson in a ring. Bart explains that they're recreating the Ultimate Punching, a boxing match that's taken over the men of Springfield.
I'm glad your father isn't here to see this.
She spoke too soon. Marge said she's going to put a stop to this, and Bart tells her she can't stop an entire sport. Well, just watch her. Marge shows the other women a tape from one of the matches, and they agree with her that it's extremely violent.
Call me a killjoy, but I think that because this is not to my taste, no one else should be able to enjoy it.
I mean, maybe they'd agree with you if you phrase it differently. Bart tries to get her to stop, but Marge is adamant that this is a bad influence on children. Marge starts protesting in front of the arena, but she sees that she can't stop men from enjoying it, so she decides to take her battle to the belly of the beast. She buys tickets and goes into the ring.
I'm Marge Simpson, and I will not rest until you tear down this Septagon.
Well, that's ambitious to say in a stadium full of angry men. Then the founder of the sport, Chet, tells Marge to elaborate on her idea. Marge explains that he should donate all his profits to charity and stop with this violent sport. Chet tells Marge that he will do as she says, under one condition.
If you meet me in the Septagon, fight me and beat me.
Marge says that's crazy, but then he starts bullying her, and she accepts.
Listen, of all the crazy things I've ever done, this is the craziest, and you're doing it!
Homer's right. Marge starts training, but she has no idea what she's training for. Lisa says that someone has to stop her.
This goes against every feminist bone in my body, but Dad, can't you control your woman?
Control her with what? He has nothing to withhold from her. Everyone tells Homer that this is bad and Marge could end up badly hurt, so he decides to find her lessons in every fighting sport possible so that she could at least have a chance of getting out of the ring on her 2 feet.
I'm always happy to impart my pugilistic prowess to a punching parvenu.
But no amount of training could get Marge anywhere near ready for the match. Before the match, Lisa told her that it's still not too late to back out, but Marge told her that she can't back out because if she fights Chet,
it'll be a less violent world for you kids in the future.
I mean, her cause is justified. Homer told Marge that if he can't talk her out of it, at least he can beg her to stay out of Chet's way and not get hurt.
And Mom, if you punch him in the junk, you'll get no disrespect from me.
Honestly, same here. The fight begins, and...
It's the first time I ever hit a woman I didn't love. Wow.
Oh, so he's a wife beater also. Good to know. Marge can't get up, and Bart jumps inside to defend her. But when she saw Chet getting ready to punch Bart, she got her strength back.
That's my son.
Oh, she's got that crazy look in her eye. Marge defeats Chet, because who could beat a mother's rage?
I only agreed to this fight because I wanted to stop the violence.
Marge said that in doing so, she discovered her own dark side.
Mom, that's a beautiful thought.
I wish somebody would have stuck around to hear it.
Marge asked where did everyone go, and...
2 drunk guys were fighting outside and everyone went to watch.
Well, you can't fight violence, I guess. I guess violence has a way of following Marge. Marge promises a convicted felon she'll visit him in prison, but when she doesn't, he decides to hunt her down. I don't want to know why the caged bird sings. Starts with Marge going to the bank, and she starts up a conversation with a man standing next to her. She makes a comment about how the line is taking too long.
Excuse me for a moment. Everyone down on the floor! floor now!
Oh, okay. That escalated quickly. Marge manages to call Homer and he starts rubbing it in her face that he's the good parent now, since he showed up at Lisa's recital and Marge didn't.
I'm a hostage in a bank robbery.
What?
I bet he feels bad about those comments now.
Don't do anything they say. Remain panicky and above all, try to be a hero.
Yeah, Homer, you got that all wrong. The police show up in front of the bank, but they aren't doing anything since they don't know what to do. Meanwhile, Marge is trying to get the robber, Dwight, to surrender because he's only looking at a few years in jail since he didn't kill anybody.
I'll tell them you're a good guy.
Marge, I can't go back to prison. I've got no wife, I've got no family.
So what's stopping you? Dwight asks Marge if she'll visit him in prison if he gives himself up, and she thinks about it.
Hey, if I can say yes to Chinese toys that kill kids, you can say yes to him.
Krusty, you're not much of a standard for anything. Marge says she'll visit Dwight and he gives himself up. Later, Marge was acting strange and Homer asked her about it, and she said that she promised Dwight she'll visit him, but she just can't do it. Homer told her that she doesn't owe Dwight anything, like when Moe was in the hospital and he didn't visit him once.
You said you visited him every night.
Mow the tavern, not mow the person.
Well, promises mean more to me.
I think promises mean more to anyone than to Homer. Marge gathers the courage to visit Dwight in prison, but as she was driving, she was thinking,
where guards will frisk me, paw through my purse, and... Ooh, there's apple picking!
Honestly, why bother? Meanwhile, Dwight was expecting a visit from Marge, but she wasn't showing up, and rage started brewing inside him. He was talking to Snake Jailbird, who told him he highly doubts anybody will visit him.
People don't like you. You come off needy and bug-eyed.
I mean, he isn't wrong. Dwight tells Snake that he is wrong and Marge is coming. And Snake tells him to calm down. She isn't his mother.
I wish she was. My real mother abandoned me in an amusement park.
What even is this conversation? Marge spends the whole day apple picking and she missed the visiting hours, so she went home. Lisa tells Marge she thinks he's trying to avoid something.
Don't be silly, Lisa. In fact...
What did that phone do to you?
Damn these sturdy foreign dope phones.
Yeah, damn the phones.
Hello? Hello?
I think Marge is in way over her head. The next day, the news reported on Dwight escaping from prison last night.
The escapee left a note saying he will turn himself in after he takes care of one unfinished piece of business.
Marge, I think you should be expecting a visit. As Marge was getting into her car, Dwight came in behind her and Marge said she was just on her way to visit him in prison.
Look me in the eye and say that.
I'm so buggy I can't.
He really does look like a bug. Dwight told Marge to drive to an amusement park where his mom abandoned him. He asked Marge if she could give him a day his mother never did. Ride some rides, eat some cotton candy, and then he'll let her go home.
Okay, but I'd feel better about it if you got rid of the gun.
I'd like to, but then you'll leave like she did.
Trust issues much? Dr. Hibbert and Krusty see Marge with Dwight and they alert the police. But Chief Wiggum is too busy playing. So Lou tells him that a monkey can do a better job at being police chief than him.
I'll show them which monkey would make the best chief. Stop the boat!
Yeah, I don't think that'll be happening anytime soon. Marge yells at Dwight to do something and help the chief.
Okay, for you, Ma.
He really has some issues he should work on. Dwight breaks practically every bone in his body, and Dr. Hibbert says,
"It'll be fine. Not you and me fine, but fine."
That's not very optimistic. A few years later, Marge visited Dwight in prison.
Dwight, that was the most unselfish thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, well, too bad he wasn't that unselfish towards you when he abducted you for his selfish reasons. But Marge wasn't always so high and mighty. The family learns the truth about Marge being a prankster in middle school. Marge the Meanie starts with Marge meeting her middle school principal, and she didn't get the reaction she was hoping for.
Marge Bouvier, you ruined my life. I never want to see you again.
Okay, that's a first for Marge. Bart says that the principal is treating Marge like she was a bad kid in school, but that's impossible.
You were a bad kid in school. High five. And now you're trying to lie about it.
Yeah, great examples all around.
Oh, I finally have a parent I am proud of.
Wow. That's very disturbing to hear. That night, Marge had Patty and Selma over for dinner, and they told the story of how Marge tormented the principal. Marge started by saying she was heavily bullied in middle school, and the principal wouldn't do anything about it.
No standing during lunch.
And cue the laughs.
I'll do a lot better with the next person I hire. He'll be a winner!
Poor Chalmers hiring bad principals all his career. The kids started recognizing Marge as a cool girl, so she continued to pull pranks.
Oh my God, we saw the principal's bra! We've entered!
Puberty.
Marge said she embarrassed her, and she shouldn't have, but that didn't stop her from doing it again.
It's not even grammatical!
So that's where El Barto came from. Bart was so happy about this new revelation, which made Marge happy also. So they started pulling pranks together to get back at people who weren't nice. Their first victim was Comic Book Guy. That night over dinner, Bart and Marge couldn't stop laughing. and Homer started feeling left out of the family.
Maybe Bart's pranking allele is on the maternal chromosome.
The only part of that I understood was allele.
Yeah, Lisa, don't even bother. Bart and Marge's next victim was Helen Lovejoy, but it's not like she didn't deserve it.
It must be so easy to shop when anything's good enough for your family.
Marge tells Bart they're done with pranking. That's gonna be hard to keep when Helen Lovejoy is the one you're talking to. Helen says which food she and Timothy prefer.
You've seen their commercials? Oh, wait. They're only advertised on premium cable channels.
Yeah, she's going down. Bart and Marge fill up her cart with various embarrassing products and watch as things unfold.
I need a price check on a pack of gassy granny underwear.
That's not mine.
I think I know two pranksters who are laughing in the back. That night, Marge was talking to Homer and she told him that she doesn't like pranking people because when she's done laughing, she hates herself.
I'm behaving like a little brat, and it's made me a better mother.
No, Marge. You'd be a better mother if you put a stop to this. But she says she can't stop because she's never been closer to Bart. So the next day, when one of their pranks almost killed Mr. Burns, Marge went to see a therapist and told her that the only way to end this is to apologize to her principal and let go of the past. But when Marge told Bart there'd be no more pranking, he went into a frenzy.
Like when you had me, that was a total prank on Dad. If you give it up, you're giving me up.
Okay, that's a bit dramatic. Marge caved and told Bart she has one more prank left in her. They went to her principal's house, and Marge said she felt bad for everything that happened in the past. But when the principal sniffed the flowers, they sprayed paint on her.
I've always hated children.
Ay, caramba!
Bet you didn't see that coming. Chief Wiggum came and told Bart that he's going to juvie and Marge is going to women's prison.
Please be alive. I'll never prank again. Never.
We gotcha.
I guess Marge's last prank was reserved for her personal prankster.
So, Mom, you taught me the dangers of pranking while pulling an awesome prank. Lesson learned.
Yeah, for now. There are a lot of lessons to be learned in The Simpsons, some more serious than others. Marge wants Lisa to read her favorite childhood book, but turns out it's a lot more problematic than she remembers. No good read goes unpunished starts with Marge trying to get her family to stop being so glued to the screens.
Enough with the cartoons. You'll rot your brains.
I think it's a bit late for that. Marge tells her family that they're going to spend family time together without watching TV. She said that they're going to take a walk to the library and get some books. But finding books in this day and age is much harder than you'd think. So after 2 failed attempts, they finally found a store that sold actual books. Marge found a book she used to love as a little girl, and she wants Lisa to read it.
It's for ages 10 and up, but I think you're ready.
If you think so.
Yeah, I think she's ready. That night, Marge came to read the book with Lisa.
Okay, this is my favorite book ever, but no pressure.
Yeah, well, the pressure's on. Marge started reading the book, and boy, oh boy.
They were too naturally servile to oppose her will.
Naturally what?
You heard that right, Lisa. Marge stopped reading, and she said that the book is a bit different than she remembers it.
My book light is shining on something offensive.
Oh, darn it.
Another childhood favorite bites the dust. That night, Marge had a dream about the author of the book, and the woman asked her why did she stop reading her book.
Your daughter is just the kind of girl I wrote it for. Obedient, well-fed, and white.
Wow, even in dreams she's problematic.
Calm yourself, Marge. Dreams are where it's okay to be racist.
Wow, really problematic. But since it's all a dream, the author suggests that Marge should change some parts of the book to be more fitting for Lisa. The next night, Marge came and read to Lisa the new and improved version of the book, but now the main character, Clara, seems too perfect.
But since she's already evolved, she doesn't really have an emotional journey to complete.
So all of Marge's work was for nothing. Marge asked Lisa what is she supposed to do then, and, well, Lisa addressed some problems.
Something that started decades ago and was applauded and inoffensive is now politically incorrect.
Yeah, let's just leave it at that. But since Lisa saw how much this affected Marge, she decided to take her to meet some professors who have interesting opinions about the author of the book.
Her offensive stereotype, self-consciously ironic protest against her own oppression.
That seems like an excuse. Marge asked them how much of that do they actually believe, and they said,
Most.
That's not very comforting. But a lot of things Marge doesn't find problematic, or at least she didn't find problematic, turned out to be the exact opposite. Marge takes up a new hobby, aka exercise bike, but it turns into much more when she meets the instructor. One angry Lisa opens with Marge seeing a commercial for a workout bike, and she asks Homer if she could get it for her birthday. Homer bought her the bike, and Marge embarked on her exercise journey.
Now he looks like fun.
Marge, I think he looks more than just fun. But when she started the workout, she was probably more optimistic than she should have been, and she started to give up.
Don't you give up, Mrs. Marge Simpson!
Oh, you can actually talk to them. That's somewhat creepy. Marge was shocked by this, and Jesse said he believed in her.
A positive online interaction? Can you believe it, Alexa?
I'm on my break.
Okay, Alexa, gee, who gave her that attitude? Marge quickly got addicted to her new bike, and she started prioritizing it, so Homer asked her,
Marge, sweetie, what does that bike give you that feeding me doesn't?
Encouragement.
Well, he can't fight with that. Homer got angry at how much attention Jessie was giving Marge and how much she liked it. She even changed her username.
Wait a minute, Marge in charge? What happened to Mrs. Marge Simpson?
Marge said she got tired of the same old things.
Like my last name? That was my gift to you at our wedding.
Homer, maybe you should analyze your past actions and see where that takes you. Marge tells Homer he's overreacting, and he says he doesn't think so because his wife has been taken by a cult.
It's just a group of people paying money and slavishly following a charismatic leader.
Sounds awfully familiar. And is that Kool-Aid you're drinking? That night, Marge was pedaling in her sleep, and Homer woke her up. She told him that Jessie says the only bad workout is the one that doesn't happen.
You brought Jessie into our bedroom.
Yeah, Marge, I was with you up until now. Marge tells Homer not to worry because she may dream about him, spend most of her day with him.
Use up half our disposable income on him. But I'm married to you, Jessie. Homer!
Marge, this is getting out of hand. Homer got angry, understandably so, and he went to Moe's where he found out from other husbands that their wives have also been overtaken by Jessie.
He is a damnation.
Hey, you kiss your cross with that mouth?
I know what I said.
Meanwhile, Marge was invited by Jessie to a private ride, just the two of them, and she accepted.
You've got something to say? Say it. Nap time.
Well, there goes our chance to hear Maggie speak. So Marge was taking her private ride when Homer came home, ready to apologize, but he saw what was happening. He went back to Moe's where he got Jessie's address from Reverend Lovejoy. Homer went straight to his house and started fighting with Jessie.
When strangling a man, don't just use your arms, people. Engage that cord. Engage! Engage!
He's taking this instructor thing really seriously. Marge sees this on her screen, so she takes Lisa's bike and goes to Jessie's house to save Homer.
Ooh, it's so hard to ride without a screen to look at. Muscle memory. Muscle memory.
Wow, she's really good.
You're having a thing with my wife?
Dude, she doesn't even know where I live!
You sure about that? Marge saves Homer, and Jessie somehow manages to act out falling from the Great Wall of China.
Once again, I have to thank you for saving me when I failed at saving you.
I guess you could say Marge has an obsessive personality, because when she starts a new project, you just can't take her away from it. Marge gets a new job, but it turns her into a heartless monster. The King of Nice opens with Marge getting a job as a segment producer on Krusty's new talk show.
Be warned, segment producer. No one makes it out of these shows unchanged.
Well, that's show business for you.
With 5 shows a week, it's very important that you always be thinking up segments.
That sounds like a lot of pressure. Marge produces her first segment, and she's really excited to see it pan out.
These are my people, and they're raising the roof for my idea.
It's nice to see Marge so excited about something that isn't mom-related. Marge's boss tells her that she did an amazing job and that the two of them have to stick together in this business.
But I also want you to never quite be sure where you stand with me, and just have a general sense of unease.
So, just like any other boss. This job became everything to Marge, and soon she was late for her dates with Homer and not paying any attention on what he was telling her. But this would be somewhat understandable if she was enjoying her job, and her job was everything but enjoyable.
No, too edgy, too soft. Good luck, Mom, we love you. I don't even get this.
Yeah, and your boss riding you like a dog doesn't help. That night at dinner, Marge said she missed having meals with her family and that she's sorry she's been so stressed lately. Bart and Lisa tell her that it's fine and that they're proud of her.
Now, pass the index cards.
The what?
I'm hungry for segments.
Now that's a sign you should quit. With days passing, Marge got more and more stressed, and someone at work told Marge that there was an emergency at her house.
What is so important that you pulled me out of work?
Marge, there's no emergency. Have a seat.
Is this an intervention?
I never thought I'd speak ill of TV, but I think it's destroying you.
Well, she only took the job so she could get away from her boring life. Marge is annoyed, and she tells them to make this quick and say what they have to say so she can leave. She tells them she's sorry that they're all threatened by a powerful, successful woman.
Lisa, as a feminist, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Should she, though?
Just this week, the show's done Sexed Your Way Out of Traffic School.
Wow, Marge. I didn't take her for being so problematic. at least not after so many seasons. But just as Marge was going to reply, she got a text to see the news.
Internet's on fire about our story exposing the toxic work environment at Krusty.
Well, someone had to complain. Krusty is confused because for the first time, he's not to blame for the work environment since he's barely even there. Lindsay said that she's going to find whoever said it's hostile to work here
and personally bully them until their hair falls out in clumps.
Don't you think that just confirms what people are saying about the toxic work environment? But before that, they need to make a redemption episode.
And you'll write me one of those apologies where it sounds like I'm sorry, but I'm not actually taking the blame?
There's a different kind? Krusty went to do his apology video. Meanwhile, Marge was standing in the back when...
How am I supposed to do the salad shake if it's not in the original container?
Marge, what has happened to you? Marge realized what the business did to her, so she stepped in front of the cameras and told Krusty he doesn't need to apologize. It's the system that's toxic. But as Marge was saying her little speech, Krusty got a new job offer, so the show is off.
No more show? I'm free.
It was about time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to leave a comment down below with your favorite episode where people turned on Marge.